Hello, everybody. It's Gloria from Gigi the Crochet Queen, where I bring my love of crochet to inspire you to learn to crochet or to advance your skills. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's tutorial will be on how to crochet an easy granny beanie. This is my own pattern that I created, and love the way it turned out. So, I thought I would share it with my viewers. This hat can be made a little bit longer if that's your preference. Just add more rows to it. And this is the hat that Renee Cooper did, and it's in a different color, so it looks totally different from the hat that I did. And this is also another one that she did, and she made it a little bit longer. So you can see the difference in the hats. So what I'll be using is the mainstay yarn. I had this yarn sitting around, so I thought, oh, I might as well use it. As you can see, it has 397 yards, and it's a 4 medium weight yarn. So, and it worked up really well with this hat pattern. And you will also need a H hook, and that is the recommended hook size for this yarn. I'm pointing to the wrong place, but that's the hook size. So it's an I hook, a 5.5 millimeter hook, and it works again, as I said, it worked up really well with this yarn. And now I'm pointing to the right place for the hook size, 5.5 millimeter hook size. And you will also need a pair of scissors, of course, and a yarn needle. So get your materials together and let's get started. And let me find the center pull for this yarn. Then I can get started and show you how easy this pattern is to work up. And what am I showing you? More stuff about the yarn. So anyway, the center pull. Pulled out some yarn. Now what you want to start with is the magic ring. That is my preferable way of doing a circle. So do your magic ring however you do it, and this is how I do mine. Just wrap it over my fingers, and I am going to chain 2, and this chain 2 will not count as a stitch. So you chain 2, and then you want to do 12 double crochets into your magic ring, magic circle. And continue to do your double crochets, 12 double crochets into the circle. And then that'll be round 1, and you can pull this tail in some so that you have more control over that circle and it won't be so big. So now I am on my last double crochet. Pull your tail really tight so you can close up that circle. And I always like to crochet over my tails if at all possible. So that is one less thing that I would have to sew in. And again, do a slip stitch. And you want to chain 2 again. And now 2 double crochets into each stitch around. And you want to You should have a total of 24 double crochets when you are finished with round 2. So continue to make 2 double crochets in each stitch around. Then you will have 24 double crochets in total. So continue with 2 double crochets in each stitch around. I am now at my last stitch, and I'm going to do my last 2 double crochets. Slip stitch into the top of your first double crochet. You want to chain 2 again and do a double crochet into that same space. In your next one, do 2 double crochets. And then in your next stitch, you do 1 double crochet. And that is your repeat of the pattern. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. And you will end your last stitch. You should have 2 double crochets in your last stitch, and that is a total of 36 double crochets. Again, remember, the chain 2 does not count as a stitch. So I'll meet you at the end. I am at the end and doing my last 2 double crochets. And then slip stitch to join again in the top of the double crochet. Chain 2, double crochet into the same space, double crochet into the next one, and then 2 double crochets in the next. And that is your repeat of the pattern. 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 double crochets into the next one. And when you finish this round, you should have a total of 48 double crochets. And again, you should end with 2 double crochets in the last stitch. So continue that pattern: 1 1 2, 1 1 2, 1 1 2, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Now I'm in my last stitch, and I'm doing 2 double crochets into that stitch, and slip stitch to join in the top of your first double crochet. Chain 2, double crochet into that same space, and then double crochet into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And that will be your repeat: 1 1 1 2. So 1 double crochet, next stitch 1 double crochet, next stitch 1 double crochet, next stitch 2 double crochets. And that is your repeat. And when you finish, you should have a total of 60 double crochets. So continue that pattern around: 1 1 1 2, 1 1 1 2, and I will meet you at the end of this round. I'm on my last stitch, and I'm doing 2 double crochets into that stitch. And again, this is what your work will look like. And now you want to slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet. And chain 2. And do a double crochet into that same stitch. And 1 double crochet in each stitch around. Again, you will end with a total of 60. No more increases for this. So just make double crochets into each stitch around. And I'll meet you at the end. And I'm at my last stitch. Double crochet and slip stitch to join into the top of your first double crochet. That is what it looks like so far. So you should just have a circle right now. Now you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and you want to do 2 double crochets into that same space. Chain 1, skip 2, and 3 double crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, skip 2, 1, 2, and 3 double crochets into the next stitch. And that is your repeat pattern. So 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 2, and 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Three double crochets. And that's what it looks like. Now, when we're at the end, you have the last 5. So you skip 2 and do 3 double crochets into the next one. Chain 1 and slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. So that's what it looks like. So we're going to chain 3 again, and then in that space you do your 2 more double crochets. Chain 1 and 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip to the chain 1 space and do 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space. Chain 1 and go into the chain 1 space and do 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space. And that is your repeat pattern around. Three double crochets into your chain 1 space, chain 1, skip over to the next chain 1 space and 3 double crochets. Double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, and 3 more double crochets into the next chain 1 space. So just continue that pattern around. 3 double crochets into each chain 1 space, chain 1 in between. And your hat will start to curl up. And that is normal. And if your hat is like mine, it's curling towards you, so you just want to fold it over and so that it's going in the right direction. Round 13, you want to slip stitch to join. That's a little tough there. Chain 3, and you want to do a double crochet into each double crochet and skip over the chain 1 space and just continue to do double crochets into each double crochet. Skip the chain 1 space, double crochet into the double crochet. That is your repeat around for round 13. And when you get to the end, you want to slip stitch on the top of the chain 3. This is round 14, and you want to chain 2, and that chain 2 counts as a half double crochet, and you want to do half double crochets in each stitch around. There's half double crochets in each stitch around. And your hat may have seemed larger than you thought it would be, but with these stitches it'll come in some, and if you need to come in more, you can always decrease if necessary. And now the last round is a round 15, and you can either do, I'm going to do what is called the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet stitch, or you can do a single crochet stitch all the way around. But I like to do the crab stitch because it gives it an extra look, and it has a beautiful finish. It has a rope-like finish to it. So that is how I like to finish out my hats if I am doing it without any other kind of edging. And when you finish your crab stitch, and then you just want to fasten off. And going into that Last stitch. Trying so hard to get through there. And now, I'm going to fasten off. Pull that yarn. Then just get your yarn needle. And that's what the hat looks like. Top of it and the sides. I think it turned out really, really nice. So you just want to sew in that tail. Nice, easy hat to make. Not difficult at all. And again, here are the pictures of the finished hat. And I love this hat. So again, if you want the written pattern, it is in my Etsy shop. So until then, stay safe, keep crocheting. Bye-bye.